This is Cyril Gupta, right on the dot, sharing with you a new idea, a new topic, and a new product. I'm so excited to talk to you about Outrich today. Just ready to set the mood. Let's get started by a little bit of a round of introductions. Cyril Gupta, well, this is me, and I am the founder of Technic Force. We make great tools for marketers, for small businesses, and I'm sure a bunch of you have already got some of my tools or know me from one of my products or maybe the videos that you've been seeing. Thank you so much for coming in. Hi, Carlos. Let's get introduced. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me where you're from and what time it is. Mention your country. If you are in a province or city, mention the city name and let's get to know a little bit about each other. Today I'm in Dubai. I'm sure you've heard about what's going on in here. A little bit of excitement in the air. I hear jets sometimes, and a couple of weeks ago I saw a lot of explosions in the sky, mostly drones being taken out. Feeling pretty safe in here. Things are good. Can't complain. Hey Carlos, you're in New York, but in Houston today, Houston, Texas. Well, good to see you. Houston, that's a long way off. David from San Diego, California, 5 p.m. for you. Hey David, welcome to the webinar. Dave from Kansas, we have David Rostoker from Ottawa, Canada. Hey David, we've been communicating a bit on WhatsApp too. We got Bruce Oliver here from Texas, Dallas. We got Colin, 10 a.m. in the morning for Colin at Palm Beach, Queensland. Oh, wow. Sunny and safe. Absolutely. We got some rains in the last few days over here. Pretty unusual for Dubai. We've got Roj from New Orleans. Aid or Ade, I don't know how to correctly say your name. I'm sorry about it. From Tampa, we got Brad from Boulder, Colorado. We got Ghoster from Illinois. 7 p.m. for Roj. Awesome. So it's about 4 a.m. in the morning for me. I love this time. Early in the morning is the best time to get working, right? We got Neo from Boston. Awesome. So a lot of good people coming in, and thank you so much for showing up. It's late evening for some of you, early evening for others, and I'm sure a bunch of you are from places where it might be a totally different time zone. So thank you for coming in. Today we are going to talk about, I think, one of the most important topics when it comes to running a business online, especially for agencies. And I want to do a quick survey first. How many of you guys are actually running an agency or a B2B business? And what is a B2B business? Very quickly, if your clients are other businesses, you are a B2B business, business to business. So I want a show of hands, everybody who's got a B2B agency, or you are making a product or a service that caters to other businesses, not final consumers. Give me a yes in the chat so that I know what you're doing. Give me a yes, all the guys who are in B2B, who are running an agency, who are serving other businesses, who are providing a service or selling a product to businesses. Okay, so bunch of yeses. CY says indeed. Hey CY, good to see you back. Bruce Oliver, yes. David Gruder, yes. Brent, yes. Roach got a big yes. Brad says B2B. Tony, yes. Colin said rank and rent. Well, that's a B2B service, Colin. Good business too. William says yes. Gauster, yes. Awesome. So a bunch of yeses. Now let's get the other side of the room. How many of you guys are doing B2C? What is B2C? When you go direct to the consumer, maybe you've got a content website, or you've got an e-com product, or you got something that sells directly to the end user that is not a business entity. Now, all of you guys who are into that part of the business, give me a B2C in the chat. Yes, don't write yes because we already got yeses for the B2B guys. Write B2C in the chat. I want to see how many of you are actually selling directly to the final customer, to the consumers. Quality says B2C. Neo says B2C. We got John B2C. We got David B2C. David Gruder does both. Quality, of course, I think it's B2B. So a small part of the room is in B2C and a bunch of us are in B2B. So guys, the product that I'm gonna show you today is something that is more used by agencies and B2B businesses that sell to other businesses. because it is something that solves a big problem for them. How to find high value clients, clients that can keep them supplied with orders without having to break their back marketing all day. This is not an email marketing newsletter style of a product. It's an outreach email product. So, another little survey before we get started. How many of you guys either have done outreach marketing in the past, outreach email marketing, or know what it is? All of you who have either done outreach marketing or know what it is, just drop I know in the chat. I know, yes. I know where I will get started based on your feedback, right? Do I need to come at a very introductory level? Or do I need to come to you with a more advanced perspective? I just want to get that sense. Quality, I know. Bruce, John, George says, I know. Bruce Oliver, I know. Yupper, Brad, I know. Gouster, I know. Okay, that's actually fewer than I expected, honestly. David is actually using one of the competitor products, maybe a smart autoresponder. I don't know about that product. Ryan says simple. Mhm. Okay, so I see that not all of you are clued into what could this be. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of an introduction. Now, outreach marketing is reaching out to your prospects with a very targeted message on email where you talk to them, where you tell them about their service, about your service, and you try to walk them from a place where they are an absolutely cold lead, right? Somebody who you've never reached out to before, to a place where they're already warmed up, and finally they communicate with you, book a meeting with you, or give you an order, or start a relationship with you that is profitable for you. So it is sometimes called cold outreach, sometimes it's called just outreach, or sometimes it's called email outreach. And this is the most powerful strategy to recruit customers for every B2B business, right? So if you've seen successful agencies, if you've seen successful B2B businesses, if you've seen successful individuals that provide services, I'm talking about freelancers, right? People who reach out to other businesses, they've been doing this through email outreach. They've been sending them very specific, targeted, and unique messages to them, telling them, hey, for example, if somebody writes to me, hey, Cyril, I see the kind of work that you've done on Technic Force. I've been noticing some of the latest apps that you've created. iMimic seemed like a really good product. Now, if you are interested in reaching more of your market, I could help you with SEO. So do you want to get on a quick chat where I tell you about my services and we could talk about, well, how to use SEO for your business? Now, that is a very targeted email. And the very first thing somebody who sends out a cold outreach message does is qualify the lead by telling them that, hey, I know you. I know who you are. I know what you are doing. Specifically, this email is written just for you. That is outreach marketing. Compared to newsletter marketing, we create one newsletter, we send it to 10,000, 20,000 people. Everybody gets the same copy, only the name changes, right? We just put a placeholder at the top, right? That is mass mailing. That's a completely different ball game, right? So all of you guys, is outreach marketing for everybody who did not know what it was or haven't done it before. Does it make sense to you? For all of you guys who are already doing this, does it make sense to you? Is it clear what I'm talking about? If it's clear, if it's something that you're excited about, and if you want to use this most powerful strategy that market leaders are using to build $1 million agencies, because that's how they find the high paying, consistent clients that keep them supplied with work and profits month after month, give me a grocket in the chat, and then we'll get started on the real deal. I will show you the system, I will show you the opportunity, and I'll show you the product that will help you get it. Give me a grocket if you understand what I'm talking about. Awesome. So David says, I see it. Ryan says, I understand. And by the way, grok word, do you know what it means? It means understand, right? And some of you, if you don't know that, it's a word that was first in a book that I read as a child. You know, it's a very popular book by a guy called Robert Heinlein, American writer, super writer. So he used it in a science fiction book, right? And now, of course, it's a product. But yeah, that means, it actually means grok, understand, right? So grok it. Well, we got grok it like a rocket. That's fantastic. I like that. Brent, David, awesome. So let's do this. Close more deals every day with AI powered automated email outreach marketing. Automated is the keyword here because outreach marketing in the past has been a lot of manual work. People were hiring entire teams. I've seen agencies, really big agencies, hire a team of 5 people, set up a marketing outreach team of 5 people, writing to people every day. But you don't want to do that now because you've got automation and you've got AI. All right, so let's get started. Absolutely right, David Gruder, Stranger in a Strange Land. Wonderful, wonderful little book. Fantastic. So, coming back to the topic, we want to turn on the 100% automated customer pipeline that works 24/7 to bring you fresh customers. Let's get started. So again, I'm sure I have your attention. All of you guys in the room, thank you so much for coming in. But I'm requesting you for the next 1.5 hours while the webinar is live, give me your complete focus so that I can deliver the best value to you. Now, on this webinar, we're going to be absolutely honest. We're going to be to the fact, no hype, no drama. We're going to talk about the real deal, the real strategies, the real results, right? And to get the real benefit from everything, you got to be clued in, you got to be focused. So turn off that phone, put it on do not disturb, turn off the television, and if you got any more distractions, remove them. Grab a cup of water, a tea or coffee, whatever you think is your favorite poison this morning or this evening. I'm on Red Bull. Early mornings are perfect for Red Bull, especially when you're in a webinar. So let's go to that. Get the focus in. Awesome. So again, I told you right in the beginning, agencies are quietly making huge money with outreach. Guys, the agency business is one of the best businesses around, and it is the perfect business to quietly become a millionaire, right? If you got an agency, you could be doing $1 million a year and taking away a huge chunk in profits without even needing to tell anyone. And you might be able to run it from your basement with remote staff and without having to even show up to an office in a dress. Well, I've been doing that for over a decade now, nearly a decade now. I live in a city. All of my team members are spread around the world. We're not strictly an agency, but we follow the protocols, we follow the system. And the best marketing system for an online digital agency is one where you don't have to talk to people in physical meetings, where you can prospect your clients, whether you're doing SEO, whether you're doing design, or you're creating any other kind of product that requires businesses to talk to you. You can use outreach marketing to make sure that you're able to reach the prospect in a way where they finally take notice of you and they start off a relationship, right? So here is what happens. Now, this is very typical for all agencies. If you're running an SEO agency, or if you're running any kind of digital marketing, social media, design agency, whatever you're doing, typically you would charge a retainer from your client, something like $500 to $1,500 a month. Like we have a person in here that does rent to rank, right? Rank to rent. So you rank some keywords and then you rent them out. Perfect business model for outreach, because what you can do is you can just reach out to the prospects who are a perfect candidate or perfect client for this business and tell them, I've got this website already ranked. Would you like to get traffic today? So here is what you need to do. Just click here, sign up, or pay me whatever you want. And this is the monthly rental, right? So this is a very good model, and you can apply this to every sort of online service oriented business. People usually charge $500 to $1,500 per client, depending on the service. And by the way, I want to point this out to all of you people, everyone in here. One of the prominent focuses of my webinar is going to tell you, or is going to be to help you to start off an outreach agency. Now, this is something perfect because it's a very, very profitable business. Every business that sells to other businesses needs outreach too. So today we're going to go for 2 outcomes. Firstly, you want to get more clients through outreach for your business. And secondly, if you are a provider, you should be able to add outreach marketing to your portfolio and reach out to other businesses, telling them that you need to put in outreach marketing in your business, and I'm going to help you do that. Because here is the fact: if you are not a technology company, if you're not a digital marketer, you do not know how to execute things like outreach marketing. You need a professional. So you can be that professional providing this service to other businesses, showing them how they can profit from it, and then benefit from them using the tool that I'm going to show you today. So make sure you also understand all these points and you book them or you note them down so that you can then present the same thing to your prospects, right? So people are charging $500 to $1,500 for outreach campaigns. They're charging $2,000 or even more than that for lead generation services, because leads are gold, right? Leads turn into prospects and prospects turn into clients. Then, of course, you can also charge for projects, or you can also charge for execution. So this is a very profitable business again. So every business in the world, every business that is running some sort of service or a product. I'm not talking about even the dentists and consumer shops. They need leads too, but mostly for outreach, it's businesses that are providing services or selling a higher value product, that they need more outreach oriented marketing, right? So every business needs more leads. Every business wants to book more meetings and get more clients, right? So that's where outreach comes in. It gives you a pipeline for that. So imagine this. Here is what happens. If you do outreach marketing correctly, you are sending out targeted emails every single day to 50, 100 customers, prospects, and you are writing to them individually. That's the most important part. You're writing to them individually, specifically, and they reply back. When you do that, by the way, when you write to people individually and specifically, it goes to the inbox. Unlike newsletter marketing, where every email is similar and Google is happy to put it either in promotions or update, outreach marketing, the most important thing with this is it has to inbox every single time. If it doesn't inbox, you don't get the money. So if it inboxes, here is what happens. You get response from your customers. People like, okay, I want to move forward. Let's talk about the pricing of the product that you're telling me about. What are the proposals? Let's get started. And maybe we want to book a meeting. So outcomes like this can happen very, very frequently from outreach marketing. And if you did it by automation, all you need to do is sit, wait for these messages, reply, and that's a start of a new relationship, booking a client, setting up your sales pipeline without having to worry about doing all that manual work, sending out these emails, right? So that's where the magic is. So how would you like to get replies like this in your business? If you are excited about getting replies like this, where people are interested, people want to hear from you, and they want to start a relationship with you, drop me a yes, and I will show you more about this strategy and about this marketing system. Brent says yes. Yeah, this is a test. I want to keep knowing whether I still have your focus, right? So this is important to keep you engaged and involved. Dreaming says yes. Quality recovery, yes. John, yes. Roj, yes. Perfect, perfect. So we've got attention. We've got people who are listening to what we are talking about today. So again, your inbox will be full of potential clients using outreach marketing, and even better than that, like I said earlier, you don't need to send outreach messages individually. Now, if you've been doing outreach marketing in the past, either manually or using one of the other software, it is an involved process. You start off by putting in a prospect, then you need to qualify the prospect, then you need to enrich the prospect. Anybody knows what enrichment is, data enrichment or lead enrichment? If you know what data enrichment or lead enrichment is, write enrich in chat. Meanwhile, I will tell you about it for all the other people. Enriching and lead means you need to find on the internet something specific about the business, like what are they into, what are the topic of the interest, what could be the product or the services that they're selling. And this is extremely tiresome. You got to pay a lot of money for specialized tools. If you want to use data enrichment tools, you're going to have to pay a lot of money to tools that provide this information to you. Or you got to Google people, you got to read their websites, you got to read their visiting cards, you got to read their social media and try to find that icebreaker, that perfect line where they know that you're writing this mail specifically for you. Like right in the beginning, I was talking about writing an email to Cyril Gupta, talking about Technic Force and iMimic and things like that. That is the most vital part of outreach marketing. If you do that, only then, if you enrich the leads, if you put in correct information in the emails that you send out that tells your prospect that this email is written specifically for them, and you know what they are, who they are, and you want to connect with them, only then they will identify that this is not a mass email, this is not spam, because nobody wants to respond to spam. Only then they will respond to you. Only then they will reply back to you. So data enrichment is absolutely crazy lot of work. So you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to write hundreds of cold emails every day, and yet you get replies like I showed you earlier, right? That is the magic. And it's been enabled through AI. Now, to give you a bit of background, I do have an earlier app that I created about 8 years ago called Pursue app for cold marketing. But that was the manual kind. That was before AI, before all the magic, before automation. And the technological breakthroughs that we've had today, it just is at a different ball game. So I went back to the drawing board. I used all these technologies and I created something from scratch. So Outrich is that beast which uses AI to automate all the work that you needed to earlier do manually. Write the email, data enrichment, or whatever else you needed to do manually. Outrich does it on full autopilot, because this product, you just set up the campaign once and then you just get leads, you just get prospects like that. Your every single email that you send out is absolutely tailor-made, right? So here is what happens. The two things: if you either don't do that manual work, or you try to, or you can't, uh, do that data enrichment part correctly, you never get specific replies, because all of your emails are either unread, or they're going into promotions, or they're going into updates or spam, whatever you can imagine. And people just don't want to respond to you. All you have is a bunch of unread messages, empty inbox, empty sales pipeline, empty meeting rooms, and nothing really happens, right? So that is the reason why a lot of businesses who were doing outreach earlier, who started outreach earlier, finally stopped, because firstly, it got too expensive. You got to spend that time. You got to spend a lot of time every day either doing outreach marketing yourself, or you got to have a team of trained people who can do all this work. And all they could achieve is send out 5 emails in a day, because the amount of work to manage this together is so hard, right? So this is why the strategy fails. Nothing wrong with the strategy itself, but because it's just so manual and it's just so tiresome, you can't scale it. Scaling is very important, because here is the fact: whether you're doing online marketing through mass email letters or even outreach, only a fraction of the customers will respond. So for mass email, it's usually about 3%, and maybe sometimes if you're lucky, about 4% people will respond or take action on your email. And for outreach, it can be 15%, 20%, 30%, even 40%, depending on the offer, the niche, and the kind of industry you send to. But to send out these emails, to book those meetings, is hard work. So if you're sending out to 5 emails to 5 people a day, you're getting probably 1 response. But if you're sending to 50 people, you're getting 10 responses, and those 10 responses means a lot more potential to book clients. So the scale is very important. You got to be able to scale up your outreach marketing from 1x to 10x, and even more than 10x, to really make profit, right? So automation, that's where automation comes in, right? So here is the thing: with AI, we can automate a lot of the things that we were doing manually. Things like writing the email, right? So when you write the email to your prospect, you don't need to write it manually. AI can write it for you, but it can do other stuff too. And agencies have been doing that. Agencies have been using AI to make the job easier. Some people are already using AI to rewrite things manually. They would write a basic message, but they would rewrite it using AI. But it gets beyond that, because here is one thing that nobody was doing earlier, and which we will be doing now, is automate the entire pipeline, right from creating personalized messages to sending outreach messages automatically, and to turn cold lead into conversations. That's very important. Conversations. So the AI system that we have created will be able to not just do one part of the job, but every single part. So it will send out the original email, then it will respond. If the customer responds with a query, the AI will automatically reply back with an answer, a correct answer, and you will have to work only when there is an outcome. Either the customer wants to talk to a real human being, to get on a call, to book the meeting, to make that sale, or the customer is out of the picture, and of course, they don't want to do business with you, which is a different outcome. So you will need to take action only when there is an outcome which is human actionable. You don't need to come in at any point of the time, right? So this is why we can automate away the thing and make outreach explode for you. So again, this is for people who use automation. It is only exploring for people who are using automation, who are still using manual effort. You can't scale it up. It cannot explode, because if you can't scale it up, you're still going to be doing only X number of things when you should be doing 10x or even 100x, right? So again, outreach is hard to ignore. The ROI is really crazy if you scale it up, because here is what happens. 4x high engagement. I told you about the results from a cold email, from a mass email campaign. It's 2%, 3%. But from outreach, the very conservative estimate is 15%. So it's actually more than 4x, sometimes even 5x or even 8x or 10x, depending on the kind of business that you are in. You get more leads, because it means that your leads are getting qualified from a place where they're absolutely cold to a warm lead, and then you can make that sale. So with AI driven outreach, you are able to scale it up faster, and it means you come in only when you're booking your meeting. So you don't need to spend time on marketing. You only need to spend time in talking to the client, locking him down, and then just taking the order, and then starting off and focusing on delivering, right? No need to do things manually. So it reduces the sales acquisition cost too, because imagine if you're using automation versus manual work. If you're doing things manually, that would mean that you're doing actually things things that are not scalable, things that require more time and are not able to get the results in fast enough. Obviously, you're spending more money, and I would say 70% is actually conservative. You could actually be saving 10x, especially if you are able to reach 100 people a day, which would require a team of 5 outreach members. If you do it manually, if you're able to reach 100 people a day, you would actually get a lot more in results than just saving 70% costs. So these results are what you can easily find online. If you look for statistics about outreach marketing, about AI, you will find these things online. But it goes beyond that, because all the B2B industries, all the B2B agencies are making a lot of profit if they use outreach correctly. And it's been proven in the past. And I'm going to show you some examples now from our industry. We are in the technology industry, in online marketing agencies. So I'm going to give you some specific names. Now, everybody has heard about Salesforce, but do you know that most of the money that comes to Salesforce is not through acquiring clients through ads? How many of you have seen ads of Salesforce? I've never seen an ad for Salesforce, yet they are a multi-billion-dollar company, because they reach out to their prospects through outreach marketing. So they identify the owners, the chief executives, the chief marketing officers of Fortune 500 or Fortune 10,000, whatever companies. They reach out to them on personal email using outreach marketing. They tell them how Salesforce can actually help reduce their burdens, reduce their operational issues, and they make sales. Ticket sizes can range from $1 million to $10 million or even more than that. That's the amount of business that outreach marketing can generate for you. Because here is the thing. This strategy that Salesforce employs is available to all of us, because data is available to all of us. Now, at this point of time, you can find the email address of any person in the world you want. All you need to do is Google, and you will be able to find the email address of that person, right? So then you can send out an email to them directly, just like Salesforce does. So there are no closed doors anymore. The only thing that is stopping you from reaching out to the same people is setting up a sales pipeline, making that effort either manually or using, of course, automation to do that. Awesome. So then there's another company called GrowthHit, a smaller agency, of course, compared to Salesforce, but they have achieved an ARR. ARR is annual recurring revenue, an ARR of $2 million, sending outreach emails to startups. So startups need a lot of services. They need marketing, they need operational expertise, they need SEO, they need design, right? So lots of So things that startups need, this agency just looks out for startups that have just started business, and it reaches out to them. Okay, these are the services that we provide. Here is what we understand that your business needs, and can we just talk about it, and I can show you how we can benefit you. And they build a business of $2 million a year just doing that, right? So Founder Magazine, now this is the magazine. Think about that. This magazine used Outreach to book interviews with billionaires. And see, any magazine, for example, in the business world, it needs to have the right content. So this magazine solved it by sending cold outreach emails to business owners of top businesses, telling them we want to interview you, and they were able to book great interviews that helped make their magazine more popular, right? Crazy stuff. Client Boost, it's an audit agency, financial audits. Of course, they're doing financial audits for big companies, and they built a pipeline of $10 million using outreach marketing to clients, right? So they would approach clients through email that we can do this audit for you, whatever audits companies require, and they built a pipeline of $10 million that way. So lots of examples like Lead Fuse. They did $20,000 in pre-release sales. Pre-release, the product wasn't even ready. They just send out outreach emails to prospects who could be interested, told them we are building something like this, and here is a little demo that shows you what it can do for you. If you would like to be the first guy to own it, here is a link that you need to click on and buy this entry ticket where we will give you the first early access. And they built a sale of $20,000. It's enough probably to fund their entire development, right? So that's crazy what kind of results people have been able to achieve from Outreach. Then there is Experiment 27, another little a business that was able to get to $1 million by sending just 100 personalized emails daily. I was telling you about this earlier too. 100 is like a tipping point number. If you send out 100 outreach emails a day, I promise you, your sales pipeline is never gonna run dry. You're gonna have customers talking to you every day, and you will have more work than you can take on. And this goes for your clients too. If you have clients, you need to send out 100 emails, 100 outreach emails, not mass mails, 100 outreach emails for them every single day. And you will find that they will have more money than they can handle. And of course, you get a cut of it because you are their marketing team, right? So Kinsta, another agency, it's a managed WordPress provider. Managed WordPress provider, all they do is they host WordPress for you, and they would take care of your WordPress website, make sure it's working well, make sure it's not hacked, make sure it's spam free. And they built a business of $15 million. I can imagine this totally happening because WordPress truly is horrible. It just totally a security risk. So they're making a lot of money off that. So there are like countless people like this at every single scale. Now, these examples I just found online. I did not even need to look too deep because this is the most powerful marketing strategy today for businesses. And there are people at every level, people who are doing $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, and countless people who have unlocked $5,000, $8,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue, MRR, through clients. Because all it takes to do a monthly revenue of $5,000 is to have clients who pay you $500 a month, and just 10 of them. You can do that in SEO, you can do that in design, you can do that in marketing, you can do that in outreach. Lots of different marketing segments to think of where you can find a client that will just pay you $500 a month, and you will be able to just get 10 of them to reach that number where you have a business that is viable, right? Vis-a-vis not profitable at all, too viable is 100 emails a day, right? So again, outreach marketing is perfect. Cold outreach, right? So some of you just came in later. I have a gentleman who asked me, is this cold outreach? Absolutely. This is cold outreach, and cold outreach is perfect for small businesses, for agencies, for freelancers, for service providers. Again, right in the beginning, I said this, any business that sells to other businesses, that is the perfect candidate for cold outreach. You need this, right? So now it's your time to build your sales pipeline and, of course, the sales pipeline for your customers. So if you're excited to do that, to build your own sales pipeline and your other sales pipeline, let me know in the chat. Let me know that you want to build your own sales pipeline. So get more clients for any business with outreach that scales on auto. There are two words in here that are keywords: scaling and automation, because you cannot scale without automation. So small businesses, Any of us can build highly profitable businesses without running expensive ads. Ads are expensive. Ads are getting even more expensive. Last year, I spent $10,000 a month in ads, and I can tell you the results were not that good. Diminishing results every single month. The profit keeps dropping. Now I am doing a lot of social media content too, in addition to ads and other forms of marketing. And I can tell you that the results are different in different places. So agencies, you can build up your sales pipeline without putting in a lot of money to hire employees to do the outreach work manually. Sad news for all the people who were writing emails manually to the customers earlier, but good news for everyone else, because now business owners can scale up without having to recruit team members to send out emails manually, right? So this is a bulletproof income stream, something that works on autopilot without requiring people, without requiring operational overhead, without requiring a payroll. That is a bulletproof system because it can be scaled up, it can be stepped up. You can pause it at any time, you can restart it with just a click of a button. That's crazy, right? You can't even achieve that in a normal business without going through a lot of headache, without having managers and sub managers, without really turning into a complicated beast of an organization. With automation, it just is a different ball game. So build a predictable revenue stream. Why predictable? Because here is the thing, guys. If you want to grow your business, if you want to sustain and be in business, you got to have a predictable revenue stream. And with any kind of freelancing, with any kind of agency business, it's all about having the next client piped in before your current contract runs out. Now, I don't know how many of you are contractors or run agencies. In the beginning, I talked to a lot of you guys, and of course, you told me you are in B2B. So if you are in agency business, if you're working for other clients, you always have this fear when you are working for a client and you've got like 5 clients or 6 clients. You always have this fear. What if 2 of them quit? What if one of them quits? How is it going to affect your pipeline? How is it going to affect your profitability? And sometimes you get that news when a really nice, fat, high paying client quits out of the blue and you don't know where to go for your the results next month. You see your profit tank just in a single week, and then you need to get to the drawing board again, hunt for the new client, find somebody who would replace them, maybe 1 or 2, and then that takes like a month or maybe 2 weeks or maybe 2 months, right? You never know. But with automation, the focus is on building a predictable pipeline. While you are working with your current customers, you're giving them your energy, your focus. There is something that works in the background, fetching new clients for you, piping new clients for you, so that your contracts, when they get over, you already have something new piped in, so that you can have predictable revenues. You shouldn't be in a situation where you're fasting 1 month because you didn't have a client, and then you're feasting and then you're fasting again, right? That's no way of conducting business. So predictability is really important to build in your business. It's really important to build a sales pipeline, and outreach marketing does that. It's suitable for everything that is B2B. So it's a digital marketing, SEO, SaaS, HR and recruitment. HR and recruitment is of course big for this. Logistics, corporate training, accounting, audits and all, construction and architecture. So if you got your client, you know who your clients are, you can even talk about design. You can be an event planner, finance, corporate gifting, website design, legal, lots of different niches. These are just, I would say about 12 of the niches, but there are hundreds of niches where you can use this marketing system correctly. So we're going to do this automation part through a new tool that I'm introducing today. It's called Outrich AI, and it is the first AI powered email outreach marketing platform that does everything for you, right? So all you need to do is put in a lead that you can find from directories, from online, from any source, and Outrich will do the rest of the work, including enriching the lead, writing to them, responding to them when they write back, and finally getting them to a level where they want to talk to you and give you that order. So again, this is breakthrough technology. It enriches everybody. All of you know what enrichment is now because I explained to you. If somebody came in late, don't worry about it. I will explain to you once more a little bit into the webinar once we finish the initial sets. And let me remind you guys, it's going to be a very interactive session. I am kind of like presenting this session right now, and I'm not answering questions immediately. But at the end of the session, when I finish showing you my presentation. I will be answering every single question to you. So if you got questions, you can either drop them in chat now or note them down and drop them in the chat later when I come in and start answering. So again, with this breakthrough technology, Outrich AI, you can enrich automatically. It will write automatically to your clients. It will reply all their queries and builds your revenue 24/7 on full autopilot. Autopilot, that's very important. With AI, you can actually have true automation, true autopilot marketing. You don't need to come in, you don't need to step in, you don't need to guide, you don't need to look at every message. It kind of works on its own, and you only need to come in when you need to take human action. So again, you don't need to look for, like I told you earlier, you don't need to Google leads and look for what they're talking about or what they are about, so that you need to mention, so that you can mention it in the emails. You don't need to create icebreakers at all. You don't need to be in a situation where you write 3 emails and after that you kind of get sick of it because the person didn't respond. And it is a human condition. If people don't respond to our outreach, we kind of get disappointed, we get sad, and there is an emotional overload. And you might find that you had an original program of writing 10 emails or 7 emails to the prospect before you stop mailing them. You do it, you stop after 3 or you forget after 3, right? You don't need to do that. With automation, it just happens without fail. You don't need to look into the multiple accounts. Now, this again is very important. If you're doing outreach marketing, you can't send out hundreds of emails from one single email account because it will not inbox. So you got to distribute your marketing across accounts. Like if you want to send out 100 emails a day, you can just load up 10 Gmail accounts into your app, or you can use 10 Gmail accounts and send out only 10 emails a day per account. That is a guarantee of inboxing. You know what I'm talking about? Imagine sending out 100 emails from one account and 10 emails from 10 accounts with 10 emails per account. What do you think is going to happen? The guy who sends 100 emails from one account, they are not going to inbox, not the second day, right? Because Gmail is smart. But the person who can send out only 10 emails per account but use 10 accounts, they're going to inbox every single time because they're writing, every email is different. They're writing from 10 different accounts. It just lands in the inbox. You don't even need to try. And the only problem is if you do it manually, you gotta have 10 different tabs on your screen. You gotta remember what's going on. It's crazy difficult. It cannot be done, manually. But Outrich does it on autopilot. You can add multiple email accounts, and Outrich will automatically round robin your emails. So for example, one email will send by one account, and then all the subsequent messages for that client will be sent by that email account only. So that way you have this consistency. You don't need to remember anything. Outrich AI just does it for you. And it's a very small feature, but it is something that solves a big problem for you, right? And you don't need to draft responses. I told you earlier that whenever a customer responds, Outrich AI will actually read that response in your email inbox, right? And it will automatically respond or draft a reply. So either you can choose the mode where it will automatically send the reply to your audience, to your prospect, or you can put it in draft and click a button. So many crazy things, right? But I'm sure just this list, I've been reading out some of those things, but all this list will give you an idea of how amazing it can be to solve your life's biggest problem, how to do the marketing. And JC is asking for a demo. JC, just a few more minutes. So the simplest way to close deals with Outrich: deploy a campaign, set up a campaign. That's the only effort that you actually need to make. That is serious effort. You need to set up your campaign, but not 10 times a day, only once in your lifetime, right? Then just add leads, keep adding leads, and Outrich AI will close the deals. So I know you want to see the demo. I'll get it done for you very soon. We are approaching the demo line, just a few slides away. So again, AI powered email outreach. That's what this product does. And it writes your emails with AI. It enriches leads with AI. It automatically processes prospect responses. It will automatically reply, and it gets you to the inbox every single time. And how does it do that? There's some hacks inside of it. The first thing, it improves your inboxing by making every email unique. I talked about that earlier too. the only way to reach inboxes and to have prospects interested in your business is to make every single email tailored to every single prospect. So every email should be custom written for every single prospect, right? So Outrich AI does this in auto. It uses AI to enrich your leads. You don't need to go to Google. You don't need to pay for expensive products, that are charging actually hundreds of dollars a month to give you lead data. AI has every information on everyone. Let me get this clear to you. The AI tools that we're using, like Grok and GPT and all those other tools, they have everything that they need to know about everyone, right? So there is no other information that is in any of the other software that the AI doesn't already have. So all you need to do is use AI to enrich your lead, and Outrich AI does this on autopilot. It monitors your responses and responds perfectly with custom crafted responses, and it always stays in the inbox because it's custom writing the messages with AI. And on top of that, we also have spin tags. So if you want to use spin tags, welcome to have it, but honestly it's not required because AI is so much superior to inbox to spin tags. And you can have multi-step sequences, 5 emails going to a person, 10 emails going to a person with an interval of a week, so 10 emails over 10 weeks. You did not need to do that manually. You did not need to keep a CRM. You did not need to keep a spreadsheet. Outrich AI just handled it all for yourself, right? And you did not need to lose interest. You did not lose energy either. So close deals faster with AI powered instant replies in any language. So whether you speak the language or not, that's not important, because Outrich AI can reach out to markets globally. So if you're sitting in the US, you can reach out to somebody in France. Or if you're sitting in France, you can reach out to someone in the US, sell your service, sell your product. So here are some powerful features: easy inboxing, analytics, it's compliant. There is intent recognition. So what is intent recognition? It reads the messages that people send you, and if they want to take action, or if they have a query, or if they are angry at you and want to unsubscribe, it does all of that on autopilot. You don't need to do any of the things manually. It will notify you when there is action that you need to take. And of course, you can target any region, any niche. It's 100% automated. You can even sell outreach marketing. It will automatically unsubscribe. And guys, this seems like a simple feature, but here is something that I need to point out. Outreach emails do not have an unsubscribe button, right? Because these are not mass marketing emails. These are cold email campaigns. But when a customer responds back, when a prospect responds back and says, I do not want to hear from you again, or I'm done, I'm not interested, you need to unsubscribe them, because if you do not do that, here is what happens. That guy complains and you lose your email account. That's crazy bad, right? We don't want that to happen. So in the past, you had to do that manually. You had to read the customer responses, go through all that negative energy, click that unsubscribe button for them, and take them out of your funnel, right? But Outrich does it on autopilot. It's a simple thing, but it removes a big headache because you can actually retain the quality of your accounts. I hope you understand how important this simple thing is. So you got team access, it's easy to use, of course, like all my products. So are you now ready to see the powerful features? Are you ready for the demo? If you are ready for the demo, give me demo now in the chat and I will show you Outrich AI and how it works. I want to see a lot of demo nows. I want to see this screen filled with demo nows so that I will feel excited to show you the demo. And wow, this is happening. Quality recovery. We've got Greg, Rennie, Dream for Life, Tony again, Carlos, Michael, John, Colin, Zida, Bruce, Greg, Roj, Quality, Jeffrey, Russ. Hey Russ, how are you? Charlie, Brad, John. Lots of people are excited to know about it. And Lindsay Bond. Hey Lindsay, good to see you. It's Lindsay from Australia, one of my best customers and friends in this industry. Dan, Zira, lots of other people. Awesome. So let's get started. I won't keep you waiting. Hello and welcome to here is the demo. Just a note, while this demo plays, I'm not going to be speaking, but I'm going to be on my other computer. I will be responding to messages on chat. Let's get going. Just give me a brief yes in the chat if you understand, if you hear it, because I just want to make sure the audio is working. Hello and welcome to Outrich, the most powerful AI-powered email outreach solutions for businesses. Outrich is a new generation of email outreach programs that uses AI to automate to the maximum. That means You can set up a campaign in Outrich and let it do all the work. In this short demo, we're going to look at some of the prime features of Outrich that make it a winner for you and your business. Right now, I'm on the dashboard where you can see the email activity for all the campaigns that you have created. You can see the leads that have come in and that have unsubscribed. You can see a quick view of the mails that you've sent, the latest leads that were added, and the mails that were received from the prospects, as well as the leads that were unsubscribed. Now you can actually work with multiple campaigns inside of Outrich. Yes, that's right. You can create a campaign targeted to multiple business niches. Maybe you want to create a campaign for each product that you have, or if you are a B2B provider, you are an agency, you can create campaigns dedicated to each business. For example, I've got a campaign right here that is for my Technic Force Outrich. So when I go into it, I can see things like the performance of that campaigns, the mail sent, all of the things that you saw in the main dashboard for every single campaign put together. You can see the individual view here. Let's click on Edit Campaign and take a look at what makes our campaign. So it's got information like the campaign name, the name of your business, the business profile, the product and service details, the campaign objective. All of this information is actually used by the AI when it prepares your emails. Next, you have the daily sending limits. That controls how many maximum emails will you send out for this particular campaign across all your sender email IDs. So this is like a maximum limit to the number of emails sent. Then you've got the time zone. So if you're running an email campaign in a specific country or a time zone, you can set it up over here. Next, you have the mail identities. This is where you put in all the email identities that you want to send your emails with. And it supports whether you have a SMTP, whether you've got a corporate domain, or whether you're using Gmail. It supports both. You can put in things like your identity name, your email address, any remarks for your personal details. And if you want to limit the daily sending to a specific number, like for Gmail, the advice is that you should not send out more than 50 email out of the warmed up email account. And if you've got a personal hosted email account, maybe on G Suite, or you've got a personal domain, then you should not send out more than 200 to 250 emails to maintain your inboxing. So you can actually control this over here. Then you can put in your SMTP details, and for incoming emails, because of course Outrich can actually receive your incoming emails, you have the IMAP details too. Then you set up your mail sequences in the mail sequence setting over here. And that is the lifeblood of an email outreach campaign. You can create a pretty smart email sequence inside of Outrich, give it a name. Then you can decide how many days later you want to send out the first email. This is the first email over here, number 1, after the lead is added. So if you want, you can choose immediate, or you can choose 1 day later, or it doesn't matter how much space you want to use. Next, you can put in an email ID and an email that you want to write. You can also use AI to write it. So there is a little button that uses AI to write the emails. You can also use spin text. So if you want to use spin text, you can create spin text version of this email automatically. Then you've got the language checker, which will check and fix all grammar or language issues, and the spam checker, which will look for spam keywords and remove them or change them. Now remember, Outrich is AI powered, so you can actually do a lot with AI. Next, let's save this first. Next, we've got the R&R, response and reply section, where you can give Outrich information about the common things that your customers ask, and you can put in a reply here like this one, what is Outrich, and a brief reply that tells the AI what Outrich is. So you can put in all the different questions that people ask about your brand, your product, or your service, and then the AI will know about it. And when people write to you asking about the same issues, AI can have a response either sent to them automatically or even written for your approval. So that is what the R&R section does. It tells AI when you put information in, information about your product. Now, Outrich lets you control the schedules of the mails you send out. So if you want to send out only on the weekdays, you can do that. You can also choose time slots when you want your mails to go out. Click on Save Schedule to save your schedule. And then we go on to the AI options, which lets you choose how much work you want to give to the AI. So you can do things like verify your email addresses. Now, this is, of course, done by the verification engine that is inside of Outrich. So whenever you add a new lead to Outrich, you can choose to verify it first. So if it's on the spam list or if it is from a complainer, Outrich will not send out the emails to that particular lead. Now it also has an AI enrichment feature, and now enrichment is one of the most important things when you want to send out an outreach email. To enrich the data, you've been using services that provide the enrichment data. You've been paying a lot for it, but with Outrich this is inbuilt and it is so transparent that you don't have to do anything at all, because it uses AI to enrich the data. So whenever you put in a lead, Outrich will tap the AI to find information about that person, about that lead, about that company, and craft that perfect icebreaker on full autopilot. Now you can also choose to rewrite each email when you send it out. And this is very important. This is a very good feature. Outrich does have spin tags. I know you've been using spin tags, you've been using other Outrich software, but Outrich does one step further because it can rewrite the entire email using AI. So basically the message is retained, the message is the same, but the email is totally rewritten every single time it is sent to each lead. What does that mean? Every email that goes out is unique, 100% unique, and it is not even something that is as boring or as robotic as spin tags, because it is all crafted by an intelligent AI. So this is a perfect way to land right in the inbox. Finally, you have the option to reply to incoming mails. I talked about the R&R system, response and reply system, just a minute ago. So when you put in that information, the AI can automatically draft the responses, ready them for you so that you don't have to spend time writing and responding to your customers. Finally, you can choose between multiple AIs. We support all the good ones. GPT from OpenAI, Grok, Gemini, or Claude. You can choose the AI you want. Click on Save Options to continue. Outrich also supports you bringing in your leads from other platforms using API. So it has an API system, and more information is available in the API docs, but you can create an API key. And if you got a custom implementation, you can bring in your leads to Outrich fully automatically using the API. Finally, it has a rich notification system, so whenever events that are of interest they happen, Outrich can notify you by email. Things like when a customer responded, when a customer is interested, when a customer needs a follow-up or requested an appointment, or when they unsubscribed, you can choose to be notified by email. All right, now let us look at some of the other sections inside of Outrich. We have the lead section first. This is where you put in all your leads. So you can add a lead manually if you want to. Just put in the lead details like this. And you can put in a custom icebreaker if you want to, or you can import leads using your CSV file. So your CSV file must be formatted like this. You can import from CSV and your leads will be automatically integrated. Then you can see things like the lead name, the lead email address, when it was added, the status of the lead, the emails that were sent to them. Then in the options section, you've got the edit lead button. You can send an email to them right away. So if you click on this, you can send it right away. You can even generate any icebreaker by AI. You can write your own icebreaker, or you can generate by AI if you want to. By the way, remember, AI has the facility to generate the icebreaker for each and every one of these leads. Before the email is sent to them, an icebreaker will be automatically generated and the email will be modified to have that icebreaker. If you selected an option that I showed you earlier, the email will automatically have a personalized icebreaker which is created using AI. So yes, it enriches the leads on full autopilot. By the way, you can modify the leads you want, and of course, if you want to make your icebreaker manually yourself, you can do that too. You can also unsubscribe the lead. Let's say somebody wants you to unsubscribe, they contact you directly, you can unsubscribe them or even delete the lead if you want to. The info section has an information about what is the current status of this lead, and this is generated by AI so that you know exactly what is happening. Now it's got more information than that, because let's take a lead where we have done some communication like this one. So when we click on the lead, you can see the number of emails that were sent to them, and if they have sent you any emails, you can see that too. Let me show you. In this one, you can see the number of emails that were sent to them, all the different emails, the dates, and you can view the mail if you want to, and you can see what they responded to you with. So yes, it works as an automatic inbox too. By the way, that brings me to the inbox next. This is where you see the emails from all the people who respond to you. So whenever somebody responds to your email, they will show up over here, all of those responses in a single place. Yes, you might be using multiple email accounts to send out to your customers, to your prospects, and the prospects might be replying to those individual email accounts, but you will see a unified inbox where you can view the response and also reply to it. So if you want to reply to it manually, you can. And remember, if you can even have the AI create the responses, the replies automatically, and you can either choose to have them put up in the draft for you, or they will even go out automatically, making your email marketing fully automated. And that happens in the outbox, because this is where all the different emails that are sent to your leads or are supposed to be sent to your leads are stored. You can see all the different mails that are sent to your leads, and you can also see the emails that are created by the AI but are now in a draft mode, and you can review them, you can edit them, look at the email. If you want to change anything, you can quickly change it. If you want to send it right away, you can, or you can send it from here too. So this is like a unified system for all your email accounts, for all your email outreach. In here, you can see the unsubscribed people, the people who unsubscribed from you. And in this, if any of your email accounts, let's say they stop working, you can see the email accounts in here so that you can fix it. You can change the password or even remove the email account, even remove the mail identity. Outrich also lets you work with your team. So you can add your team members and you can let your team members work on specific campaigns. So whether you're working for clients or whether you're working for your own business, you can have your employees, your family members, your friends work on your campaigns and manage them for yourself. So this was Outrich. It is 100% automated. Remember, you just need to set up your campaign once, and then from then on, it can just send out the emails. It can even reply to your emails, and you only need to come in when there is a positive interest from a customer. Yes, it's all done for you. Outrich will even unsubscribe a person automatically when they mail to you, back to you, and tell you, hey, I don't want to receive any of your emails. Outrich will make sure that their wishes are respected and they're unsubscribed. So you stay 100% compliant and your email accounts stay 100% active and the inbox without a problem. You control the campaigns from here. You can modify the settings. You can delete a campaign, or you can even inactivate it temporarily. Let's say you want to come in back later and activate it later. Maybe you're going on a vacation or you got too much work and you can't take on fresh clients. You can inactivate it, and when you want to restart it again, you can activate it. So this was Outrich. I hope you like it, and if you choose to get Outrich, I will see you inside. This is Cyril Gupta signing off. Awesome, guys. So this was the demo, and did you see how cool this product is and what it can do for you? Are you excited? Are you seeing the potential of what you can achieve with this product? If you see the potential, drop me a yes in the chat and I will show you exactly how you can grab the product. We will also give you access to a special price, and then I'm going to dive into the product myself and even show you everything that you want to see live. So let me see the screen roll up. I see the yeses coming in. Michael, John, Gauster, Brad, John Lawrence, Randall, Templeton, Mark says no audio. Sorry to hear that. Mark seems to be working. Rennie says yes. Roach says powerful, I guess. Russ has a question. I'm going to answer the question soon, guys. Lindsay likes the product. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your wonderful response. Now, here is what's going to happen. Are you ready to see the deal today? Are you ready to see what I'm going to give you on Outrich? Let's get good. Let's get to it, and I will show you what the offer today has. So here is the thing. We're going to give you a special all-inclusive deal that I've always given you on the webinars. It's going to be a special offer where you get the entire funnel of Outrich at a very special price. So you're going to have Outrich Elite, which is the entry-level product, which is something that people buy, which are, small business owners or maybe individual owners just for themselves. Then you got the pro level product for professional marketers, also for people who want to provide outreach marketing to other businesses as a service. And I can tell you it's one of the most profitable niches right now. You will also get Outrich Reseller, which gets you the capability to sell outreach to other people. Plus, you also get a couple of my other products as a bonus. Webira Pro, which is one of the best, or I would say the best website designer for small businesses. And this is perfect for outreach marketers because you can reach out to local businesses telling them, hey, I have seen that your website needs an upgrade. Let me set up a website for you. Here is the sample, and you can just generate it in minutes using Webira. You've also got Converti, which is a great conversion software. It boosts your conversion. You can use it in your products, or you can also sell it to others as a service. So this is the offer today. And let me just give you a quick recap. Outrich Elite is best for personal use, comes with 20,000 credits. You can have up to 5 campaigns, and you can put in 5 email accounts per campaign and have up to max 2 team members. So you and maybe your partner can be the team members. Now you got the pro deal, which is of course a very different deal. I think this screen somehow is not showing the correct details, but it's got 50,000 credits, 25 campaigns, and supports up to 15 accounts per campaign, and has unlimited team members. I think 10 team members, quite a lot. So then you've got Outrich Reseller lifetime license, where you can sell Outrich accounts and keep the profits. You can sell both elite and pro level accounts, and you get up to 70 accounts to sell, and you can make money from them. Plus, those 70 accounts can actually make you a lot more, because here is the thing. Even if you sell those accounts for $100 per account at a cost that is even lower than I would sell, you can, if you sell all the 70 accounts, that is $7,000. Typically, people make a lot more than that from Outrich, because they're selling at a higher price, like 120 and 150, right? So again, you also get Webira Pro, which lets you build websites in minutes, and you don't need to have any coding skills. You just tell the software what website you want to build, and it'll build it with complete features, images and everything, beautifully laid out websites. Every website is a custom website. No need to buy templates, no need to pay anyone. It just does everything for you. And those websites are absolutely SEO optimized and mobile ready. Plus, you also get Converti Pro. Converti Pro is another cool product that helps you get conversions, and you can use it on your websites or your client websites to boost their conversion. It's got 40 plus conversion boosters. So if you put it all together, and if you buy it off the webinar, so on this webinar, I'm going to give you a special deal, I promise you. But if you buy this off the webinar, you will need to pay $888 per year, because here is the fact. After my webinars, after my launches, all of my products go into recurring, and the only way to get them is to pay a recurring fee. And if you were not purchasing on this webinar, you would need to pay $888 per year to get this. And if you take a basic lifetime value of 3 years, you would be spending $2,000 plus to get access to these products. But here's the thing, I'm not gonna give you that price. In fact, I think I already showed you the price very, very quickly. So if you're ready for the special webinar deal, you would not have to pay $22,097, and you wouldn't even have to pay recurring, because the offer that I'm going to give you today is crazy, especially for an outreach marketing. Now, if you've seen products that are my competition, like Instantly, which doesn't even have AI that much, it doesn't auto respond, it doesn't auto unsubscribe, it doesn't auto write variants, it doesn't auto reply, and they're charging above nearly $100 a month for this. Their basic account, which has barely any features, is like $45, right? So they've got all those add-ons, and then you'd be paying a lot more for that. But today, I'm going to give you a special deal where you can get lifetime account, right? Lifetime. You don't need to pay ever again for Outrich. You can use it for your marketing. You can scale it up. You can send hundreds and thousands of emails before you even need a credit recharge. And you can make that money back with a 10x or 100x multiple before you need to give me a single cent more in credits, which is of course very cheap. If you want to purchase them later though, you can grab Outrich AI for only $297 lifetime. Now, is that a crazy deal or what? Guys, if you think this is a crazy deal, if you've seen any of my competition, you know how much they're charging for it and how backward their product is. Give me a big crazy deal in the chat so that I know how amazing this deal is, and I'm able to convey that to you and you understand that. Russ says, wowzer, crazy. And Charles just wants the link. So give me a crazy deal in the chat. Quality says crazy deal. Roach says crazy deal. John says crazy deal. Michael Zabo says crazy deal, right? So this is absolutely crazy, guys. For $297, you can get an account on Outrich AI forever, and you can use it for your marketing. Very quickly, Outrich, today I'm also giving you some boosters to make this offer even more attractive. You can buy an extra 50,000 credits for only $39 on this webinar. And you can also buy 140 extra licenses to sell. So if you are somebody who wants to make a lot more money than the initial 70 licenses, you can add 140 licenses to take a total of 210 licenses that you can sell. And even if you estimated a conservative $100 per license per sale, remember, after this launch, my product is going to recurring. I will be selling the pro version at a total cost of $164 per year, right? Because people need to buy the Elite and then Pro. So they're going to be paying minimum $164 per year, but you can sell at your price. So even if you said to people, hey, I'm just crazy stupid, I'm going to give you this product at $100 one time, and Cyril is selling this at $164, just send me the money. You're gonna be able to sell those 210 licenses for $21,000. How's that for an upside, right? And you can use Outrich to get those clients. That's the beautiful thing, right? You can just put in your leads, send them the mail through Outrich, offering them Outrich, and you will be able to make so much more money. It's the craziest offer I would say that I've done in a while. So again, the seller's pack is $29, which gives you everything you need to sell, including email sequences, right? I told you about sending out emails using Outrich. You get the email sequences in it, and you also get graphics, you get blog articles, you get videos, everything, and even a ready-made website. You get everything you need to have to sell Outrich to others. So that's a part of the deal too, if you get it. So again, here are the add-ons: 25 concurrent campaigns, 20 email accounts per campaign, not 15, honestly. I forgot about it. Unlimited automatic replies, AI lead data enrichment. These are all part of the all-inclusive deal. 50,000 welcome credits, 2 years of free upgrade, sell Outreach marketing as a service, 70 license you can sell and profit from. And where do you get it? This is the URL on the screen, and I think Swati will put it on the chat too. I'm gonna in fact type it out for you. So it is on chat now. Awesome. And I'm going to pin it too in a moment. Okay, I'm going to pin it so that you can find the message easily. It's on the top. Awesome. So we got it. So yeah, you can click on the link and purchase it, or you can type it out in your browser and purchase it. You will see a screen like this, the next one. Where you will see the payment options. You've got like 2 payment options that you can use. You can either pay through credit card, that is using Stripe, or if you want, you can also use PayPal. Now, let me remind you, when you're using PayPal, you can choose either to pay with your PayPal balance, or you can pay with credit card too. So credit cards are possible both ways. And if for some reason, sometimes people tell me the Stripe is not working, or sometimes PayPal is not working. If anything like that happens, just make sure that you use the alternative method. So if one doesn't work, just try the other one and it will work, right? So that's one thing. Now on the right side, you will see the different bumps that I told you about. So if you want the 50K credit bump, or the seller's pack, or you want the extra licenses, you can check these options, and you will be able to grab them together. If not, then you can go for the basic all-inclusive deal, which has everything for you for $297, guys. Just a note, just a request: if you're gonna get Outrich today on a webinar, just drop me a word in the chat. Let me know that you've got it, so that I can give you a shout out. I can welcome you to the family, and of course, I can also talk a little bit about how to benefit, how you can benefit from this product, and you can ask me questions about it. So yeah, that is how the screen should look. If you have any issues buying, just let me know. By the way, guys, just to remind you, for all you guys who might be new to my business, now this is a question. How many of you are here today who have never bought from me, who do not own a product from me? Drop me a new in the chat if you've never got a product from me, and this is the first time that you're coming on a webinar with me maybe, and you are the first time you're ready to buy a product from me or get a product from me. So you got Tony. Tony is new to me. Michael is new, and we got Quality not new. Greg is new. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna get to the questions very soon, Carlos. In fact, I'm gonna load up Outrich and show you some things manually. There was a demo that I recorded earlier, but we're gonna do better than that. So a bunch of only a handful of the guys are new. Actually, three new guys. Awesome. So now another question. All of you who have bought a product from me earlier and who know my business, who've got something that they're using in their business from me, give me a I have, or okay, don't I have is maybe too long to just old, give me new and old. Let's do that. Give me an old in the chat if you've been one of my older customers, not old in age, just old in older in my customers list. Give me an old in the chat if you got one of my products. So Carlos, I have almost every product. Absolutely, Carlos. I know that you're on my every webinar too. Brent old, Rusk Crittenden old, Quality Recovery old, Mr. World old, Brad old done, John old, Charles Sick old, Randall old, Colin old, Michael old, Lindsay Caring old, all of us Lindsay, Gouster old. Awesome. So, all of you guys are my regular customers. You know what the kind of work I do, the products I create. So just to give you a reminder, just three guys, of the handful of guys who are new to my business. I really create high quality products, and it is reflected in the kind of reviews you see online. So if you go to Trustpilot, you will see that I have a 4.6 rating on the Trustpilot, over 100 plus reviews now. And in fact, I think there was 104 reviews at the moment. Let me check. And if you go to my Google profile, you will see that I have a rating of 4.9. It's pretty high, I think. Yeah, very hard to get over 4.9 because it's very like this is nearly maxed out. So if you look on Google, I have a rating of 4.9 over 196, and if you look on Trustpilot, we have a current rating of 4.6 over 102 reviews. So that's the kind of work I do. My customers really love the products I create, and they love the service. We've got 24/7 service for 24 hours, 6 days a week. We have live chat for you with real human beings. So you can talk to any of my representatives 6 days a week, 24 hours, get help from them. And, we'll make sure that you get the best service possible, right? So again, one more thing, if you get Outrich today, you're going to be also covered by my 30-day refund guarantee, which is a special refund guarantee, which means if you don't like the product for whatever reasons during these 30 days, let me get this out of the way. If you don't like the product for any reason, all you need to do is come to my chat support and tell them, or come to my ticket support and tell them, hey, Cyril, I don't like this product. It's not for me, and I just want my money back. And they will send you the money back without any questions asked. And what's even better, guys, you're going to be able to use the product all this while without any obligation. So send out those outreach emails, use the AI, maximize your results. And if you feel that what you got was not many times back, then just let me know in the chat, or let me know in the let my support team know, and they will refund you. And the best thing is, we'll not even charge you for all the AI you've used. We'll not even charge you for the credits, not a single cent. We're going to refund you 100%. Why can we afford to do that? Because nobody will want to, we know it for a fact, and from all my products and my past experience, if you got a product that makes money for you are never gonna be wanting to let go of it. So that's the kind of confidence we have in our product. You can use it on us. It's absolutely risk-free today. If you get Outrich today, it's absolutely risk-free, and you can grab it without any kind of worries. Remember, this is the link on the chat, and I think Swati will drop it in the chat again, and you will be able to grab it from this. Just a note, remember to let me know if you have got Outrich today. And I'm going to do something fun today, guys, that I did earlier. After a while, I'm going to answer your questions, of course. So drop those questions coming in. Let me know if you get Outrich today with a message like I'm in, or I have got it, or I'm in, I have it, something like that. I'm in is cool. And I will give you a shout out on chat, and we will get on from there. Let me also start answering questions. Let's see what you've got for me. Just reading now. So I'm going to start reading the questions now, guys, and answering them. If I miss your questions, maybe they scrolled up, just drop the question again and I will try to answer it. So let's get started with can I upgrade to the reseller license? Quality right now, the license we have is all inclusive, so you can't upgrade later, 30 days later. But what you can do is you can actually get it now. Yeah, for the special price, the lifetime price will not be available. In fact, the reseller license is going away in 7 days when the launch is over. So that, I hope that answers you. By the way, guys, this is Outrich. My account is pretty bare. I've set up only one test campaign, but I'm going to show you some features. Are you ready for a live demo? I showed you a recorded demo. Do you want to see something live? Do you want to see something happen right in front of you? If you got any question, if you got any query about what works in the Outrich or how it works, let me know in the chat and I will show you some things in the chat too. Sorry, in the live demo too. Ryan says do it. Quality recovery said yes, of course. Okay, let me load up an account with some more data because it will be easier to show you. Just a second, guys. Okay, I'm loading up the other account. Meanwhile, let me get this. Let me answer some questions. David says I don't need reseller. So David, if you want to use it for your own business, you can probably buy it tomorrow when the launch goes live, and you can buy the Elite and Pro version then. Lindsay says, always love your teaching and training. Thanks, Lindsay. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time today. Just a reminder, guys, the link is on the screen. If you want to find Outrich, you know where to find it. Zach says, how many emails can be written with 50,000 credits? Zach, the cost of writing one email is 2 credits. So to answer that, about 25,000. And that's a lot of emails. When you think about outreach marketing, you gotta be mailing one person at a time, and typically you will write like 5 to 10 emails per person as a sequence. So with these many credits, you will be able to mail a few thousand leads. So if we were talking about sending a mail to 100 leads per day, it could last you for nearly a year, honestly, and you wouldn't need to buy it before you made a big pile of money back. So I hope that makes sense. Michael says, is there training? Absolutely, Michael. There is always training, and we've got a lot of training for you. And you can watch the training inside of the app. So when you get the app, you'll get the training in there. Awesome. So I'm gonna load up an account and keep the questions coming, guys. I will be here as long as you have questions for me, I promise you. Carl says, how much are additional credits? Carl, it's only 1,000 credits for $1. So you get like, for $1, you can get up to 1,000 credits. You get 1,000 credits. So it's like being able to send out a few hundred emails with just $1, right? So it's actually pretty affordable. Awesome. So now I have Outrich with me. Just to give you a quick recap, this is the dashboard. This is where you see the performance for all the campaigns you're running. Like I've got a couple of campaigns in here. You can see the mails that it has sent out. You can see the latest leads that were added. You can see the mails that were received. And you can see the people that were unsubscribed. So it's like a bird's eye view of your entire campaign, right? Then when you go into campaigns, you can see all the campaigns that you've done. And I wanted to quickly show something that a person asked me for, how to set up variants. So inside of mail sequence. So basically, guys, remember, with a product like this or with Outrich, what happens is the only thing that you need to do practically is set up the campaign. So the campaign setup, this screen is actually a big part of the software, and you need to make sure that you set it up once correctly, and that's all. Rest of the time, it just works on the autopilot. So you can set up A/B testing or variants by clicking on this button. You just click on add variant, and you have a new variant for this. So again, you can keep adding as many variants as you want. And in this variant, you can write your second email or third email. Like I added 2 variants. I can delete one of them now. So let's say you want to use, do you use Outrich? You can just put it there. And then let's take the second message and we will just use AI to rewrite it. So basically you can use AI to write a lot of your stuff. Most of the time you can just put in a bare idea in the box. You don't need to come in with a lot of information, and the AI will do most of the work. John, yes, there will be a replay. So you see you've got a new email over here. You can just copy it and place it in the variant. And now you've got the A/B testing set up. How much time did it take? Less than 30 seconds, right? So that's how easy it is. Roj is in. Hey, Roj, welcome to the family. Good to see you here. Geoffrey says, is this product for agencies? No, Geoffrey, this is also for B2Bs, for freelancers, for any kind of small businesses. Let me show you a quick slide about the kind of businesses that you can use the product. Let me load up this slide. Here is the thing. If you got a digital marketing company, SaaS, software development, HR, logistics, corporate training, accounting, you got a construction business, event planning, finance, corporate gifting, website design, legal, absolutely any business that deals with other businesses, you can use outreach marketing. And also, let me remind you, you can provide outreach marketing as a service and reach out to other businesses. You can tell them, hey, you know what, if you're interested in outreach marketing and using outreach marketing, I can help you with that. And I'm going to be charging $500 a month and I will automate your entire pipeline. And you can just get the fresh responses and you can benefit from the customers that I bring you. So that is, again, people know about outreach marketing. They know that it is expensive to set up and you can make it a service that you sell by yourself. So that's another way. So I hope that answers your question, Geoffrey. Absolutely. Real estate sales too. If you know your prospects, you can send out listings to them. You can send out meeting requests to them. You can tell them about your offers. So I think it's perfect for real estate. Remember, anything that has a higher ticket value, I think a few $100 at least, you can use outreach marketing for it. It's not mass emailing because mass emailing does not inbox. Outreach marketing is all about reaching the inbox and unlocking the deal from there. Okay, Carlos says, what are accounts for? Let me show you, Carlos. So here you see, when you look for mail identities, that is where the accounts are. Basically, you need to send your outreach email from either a Gmail account. And I got to tell you this, guys, if you want to send out outreach emails, it is a very good idea to use Gmail accounts, to use accounts on Outlook or any other email service provider that's meant for users, that's meant for end users. Because what happens is, if you use them correctly, they always inbox. So if you send an email from Gmail to another account, it will very likely inbox, like I would say, sorry, need a drink of water probably. I would say above 80% chance. And how does that work? Because you don't send messages en masse using Gmail or any of those accounts. What you got to do is you got to add multiple email identities. So you can add one Gmail account, you can add 2 Gmail accounts and like 10 Gmail accounts like that. And what's going to happen is Outreach will automatically send your emails routed by different accounts to different leads. So lead 1 will get email from one account, lead 2 will get emails from second account. And whenever they respond to any of those accounts, all of your messages come to the same inbox. Right? So you don't need to monitor separate accounts. Again, you can put in separate accounts and you should, but you don't need to monitor them because Outreach will automatically check these email accounts for customer responses and give you a unified inbox where you can monitor them. I hope that makes sense. Carlos, you can add up to 15 email accounts per campaign. So if you use Gmail, typically you would want to send not more than 50 emails per account. And if you use G Suite, I would say 50 emails is actually a very good number. For Outreach, even if you send 30 emails per account, I think it's a very good number. And you can scale up your marketing to about 500 emails per day very easily through 15 different accounts. And if you send 500 Outreach emails per campaign, I think you will be overwhelmed with the clients that you get, right? So I hope that answers your question. So Marius, you also asked me how many accounts can we add. So again, answering you that question, you can you can add 15 accounts per campaign. So guys, again, if you get Outrich today, drop me a word in the chat so that I know that you've got it, and I can give you a big welcome. A bunch of you are already in. I'm looking at the numbers. A bunch of you are already in there, and some of you didn't bother to tell me, but it's okay. It's great to know when you get the app and you are in. Carlos says, I got it. Thanks, Carlos. Quality recovery. Thanks for purchasing quality. You will get the access very shortly. Just look out in your email or just go to getoutrich.in and you can log in from there. Keep me notified about what else you want to see and what else you want to read up. And I will show you more tricks on Outrich. Awesome. So let me see if I want to show you some other cool stuff. So remember about the inbox that I told you about. It's a unified inbox. All of your emails are coming in this account only. And you can view an email by just clicking on it. If you want to reply to it, you can click on reply and you can reply from right there. And remember, you have AI in it too. So you can do something like this. So you can write something like this and then click the AI button and it will automatically write the response. So that is a big time saver with outreach marketing, whether you are responding manually or whether you're using automated replies. AI actually saves you a lot of time. Michael says, how you do have suggestions on how to get leads? So Michael, I think it depends on the niche that you're in. A lot of my customers use Google Maps to get leads. If they're targeting local businesses, a lot of people go to directories to find leads. So again, you have got the response and it's got everything covered. Just copy it and insert it in the chat and it's done. So that's how easy it can be to send a response. By the way, there are so many amazing things in Outrich. Like if you go to Edit campaign, you got response and replies. You can add prospects responses like, anything that a prospect might say that or they have said in the past, you can add in here and you can add the perfect reply to it. And you can put in your meeting link. What happens is whenever somebody responds or whenever a prospect responds with a word like that, with a sentence like that, the AI will automatically reply back to them with the correct response and you wouldn't need to draft it manually. So it's all again, customized. It doesn't matter whether the client who writes to you uses the same words or similar, as long as the meaning or the intent is same. Outrich will use AI to recognize the intent and automatically reply to the customers. So that is really, really crazy. So Ryan says, it would be nice if I could review the prospect reply and generate responses without us manually answering. Absolutely, Ryan, you can do that. Let me show you. When you go to Outbox, okay, let me show you first here. In R&R, you can just go to AI options and there is a button which says reply to incoming mails with AI. So you can keep replies in draft mode, which means the AI will write the response and it will keep it in the outbox, but it will not send it, so that you can come in and send it whenever you want. Or you can send replies immediately. So if you don't want to automate it, if you don't want to verify it yourself, you want to automate it completely, you can send replies immediately and then Outrich will automatically send the replies. Otherwise, what you can do is in the outbox, you will see that this response is, for example, draft. So you can view this. If you want to change anything, you can change it here and then you can hit send. and the mail will be sent. Now it will not be in draft. So that's how easy it is. You get the amount of control that you want, right? So if you want to automate it completely, and I know a lot of you will want to automate that, and it's perfectly advisable because AI does a pretty good job of answering the questions as long as you put in the right information. So in the response and reply section, just put in all the model questions you can think of, and the AI will craft perfect responses. I would say even better than human responses. You don't need to work manually. The AI will do it all by itself, right? So why do it manually? So Russ says, a great job to you, your team. I will use my credits. Thank you, Russ, and I hope you enjoy the product. For the reseller, if you have enough reward points, you can grab it too. Just ask my support for it. Darren says, can I have the software automatically send a VSL email? Yeah, Darren, you can just put it in response and reply. So if you go to, again, edit campaign, and let's say you can add a new response. Then you can just in the reply you can put and your link. So that's how easy it is. It depends on intent. So again, let me remind you, the customers don't need to say the exact thing. They can say anything, and as long as the intent is right, Outrich will respond to them with the correct information. So Quality says, any features for warming up? Quality, in this version, in the initial version, we are not introducing the warm up, but we are going to introduce warm up in the coming months. So yeah, it's coming to Outrich, and you will get it as a part of the deal. So get it now, and in a couple of months or maybe even earlier, we will introduce warm up to Outrich, and you can benefit from that in a few months time, right? So yeah, it's coming to Outrich very soon. So look forward to it. Thanks for getting in, Quality. Appreciate it. So we've got Marius also asked the same thing. I hope that answers your question, Marius. Again, let me remind you to get Outrich. The link that you need to go to is this. Sorry, this is Outrich itself. Let me load up the webinar. So this is the link on the screen that you need to go to get outrich.in, and you can get it with either the basic version, or you can buy any of the upsells that you feel are relevant to your business. And if you get it, let me know in the chat. And if you've got questions for me, send me your questions. I'll be happy to answer them. AI says, is there a reseller URL to buy more reseller license? Actually, yes, AI. For that, I think you can reach out to my support. They will help you, and they will guide you where you can buy more reseller licenses. That's right, Ryan. Not exactly in the dashboard, but we have a separate page where you can grab more licenses if you want to. So for that you need to go to support and just ask my support chat. Quality, don't worry about it. You might get a delayed delivery for a few hours, but you will get it in a few hours. So don't worry about it. We will send you the link in a couple of hours maximum, and make sure you get it. So yeah, you will get it. Don't worry about it. Anyone wants to see the demo again? Anyone who wants to see the demo and look at how Outrich works again? Of course, not the manual one, but the demo that I recorded. If you want to see the demo, give me a yes in the chat or demo in the chat, and I will play it again. John says yes. All right, so at least 2 people. I think Quality also wants to see the demo. So let's look at the demo. Greg too. Hello and welcome to Outrich, the most powerful AI-powered email outreach solutions for businesses. Outrich is a new generation of email outreach programs that uses AI to automate to the maximum. That means you can set up a campaign in Outrich and let it do all the work. In this short demo, we're going to look at some of the prime features of Outrich that make it a winner for you and your business. Right now, I'm on the dashboard where you can see the email activity for all the campaigns that you have created. You can see the leads that have come in and that have unsubscribed. You can see a quick view of the mails that you've sent, the latest leads that were added, and the mails that were received from the prospects, as well as the leads that were unsubscribed. Now you can actually work with multiple campaigns inside of Outrich. Yes, that's right. You can create a campaign targeted to multiple business niches. Maybe you want to create a campaign for each product that you have, or if you are a B2B provider, you are an agency, you can create campaigns dedicated to each business. For example, I've got a campaign right here that is for my technique for Outrich. So when I go into it, I can see things like the performance of that campaigns, the mail sent, all of the things that you saw in the main dashboard for every single campaign put together. You can see the individual view here. Let's click on edit campaign and take a look at what makes our campaign. So it's got information like the campaign name, the name of your business, the business profile, the product and service details, the campaign objective. All of this information is actually used by the AI when it prepares your emails. Next, you have the daily sending limits. That controls how many maximum emails will you send out for this particular campaign across all your sender email IDs. So this is like a maximum limit to the number of emails sent. Then you've got the time zone. So if you're running an email campaign in a specific country or a time zone, you can set it up over here. Next, you have the mail identities. This is where you put in all the email identities that you want to send your emails with. And it supports whether you have a SMTP, whether you've got a corporate domain, or whether you're using Gmail. It supports both. You can put in things like your identity name, your email address, any remarks for your personal details. And if you want to limit the daily sending to a specific number, like for Gmail, the advice is that you should not send out more than 50 email out of the warmed up email account. And if you've got a personal hosted email account, maybe on G Suite, or you've got a personal domain, then you should not send out more than 200 to 250 emails to maintain your inboxing. So you can actually control this over here. Then you can put in your SMTP details, and for incoming emails, because of course Outrich can actually receive your incoming emails, you have the IMAP details too. Then you set up your mail sequences in the mail sequence setting over here. And that is the lifeblood of an email Outrich campaign. You can create a pretty smart email sequence inside of Outrich, give it a name. Then you can decide how many days later you want to send out the first email. This is the first email over here, number 1, after the lead is added. So if you want, you can choose immediate, or you can choose 1 day later, or it doesn't matter how much space you want to use. Next, you can put in an email ID and an email that you want to write. You can also use AI to write it. So there is a little button that uses AI to write the emails. You can also use spin text. So if you want to use spin text, you can create spin text version of this email automatically. Then you've got the language checker, which will check and fix all grammar or language issues, and the spam checker, which will look for spam keywords and remove them or change them. Now remember, Outrich is AI powered, so you can actually do a lot with AI. Next, let's save this first. Next, we've got the R&R, response and reply section, where you can give Outrich information about the common things that your customers ask, and you can put in a reply here like this one, what is Outrich, and a brief reply that tells the AI what Outrich is. So you can put in all the different questions that people ask about your brand, your product, or your service, and then the AI will know about it. And when people write to you asking about the same issues, AI can have a response either sent to them automatically or even written for your approval. So that is what the R&R section does. It tells AI when you put information in, information about your product. Now, Outrich lets you control the schedules of the mails you send out. So if you want to send out only on the weekdays, you can do that. You can also choose time slots when you want your mails to go out. Click on Save Schedule to save your schedule. And then we go on to the AI options, which lets you choose how much work you want to give to the AI. So you can do things like verify your email addresses. Now, this is, of course, done by the verification engine that is inside of Outrich. So whenever you add a new lead to Outrich, you can choose to verify it first. So if it's on the spam list or if it is from a complainer, Outrich will not send out the emails to that particular lead. Now, it also has an AI enrichment feature. And now, enrichment is one of the most important things when you want to send out an Outrich email. To enrich the data, you've been using services that provide the enrichment data. You've been paying a lot for it. But with Outrich, this is inbuilt, and it is so transparent that you don't have to do anything at all because it uses AI to enrich the data. So whenever you put in a lead, Outrich will tap the AI to find information about that person, about that lead, about that company, and craft that perfect icebreaker on full autopilot. Now, you can also choose to rewrite each email when you send it out. And this is very important. This is a very good feature. Outrich does have spin tags. I know you've been using spin tags, you've been using other Outrich software, but Outrich does one step further because it can rewrite the entire email using AI. So basically the message is retained, the message is the same, but the email is totally rewritten every single time it is sent to each lead. What does that mean? Every email that goes out is unique, 100% unique, and it is not even something that is as boring or as robotic as spin tags, because it is all crafted by an intelligent AI. So this is a perfect way to land right in the inbox. Finally, you have the option to reply to incoming mails. I talked about the R&R system, response and reply system, just a minute ago. So when you put in that information, the AI can automatically draft the responses, ready them for you so that you don't have to spend time writing and responding to your customers. Finally, you can choose between multiple AIs. We support all the good ones. GPT from OpenAI, Grok, Gemini, or Claude. You can choose the AI you want. Click on Save Options to continue. Outrich also supports you bringing in your leads from other platforms using API. So it has an API system, and more information is available in the API docs, but you can create an API key. And if you got a custom implementation, you can bring in your leads to Outrich fully automatically using the API. Finally, it has a rich notification system, so whenever events that are of interest, they happen, Outrich can notify you by email. Things like when a customer responded, when a customer is interested, when a customer needs a follow-up or requested an appointment, or when they unsubscribed, you can choose to be notified by email. All right, now let us look at some of the other sections inside of Outrich. We have the lead section first. This is where you put in all your leads. So you can add a lead manually if you want to. Just put in the lead details like this. And you can put in a custom icebreaker if you want to, or you can import leads using your CSV file. So your CSV file must be formatted like this. You can import from CSV and your leads will be automatically integrated. Then you can see things like the lead name, the lead email address, when it was added, the status of the lead, the emails that were sent to them. Then in the options section, you've got the edit lead button. You can send an email to them right away. So if you click on this, you can send it right away. You can even generate any icebreaker by AI. You can write your own icebreaker, or you can generate by AI if you want to. By the way, remember, AI has the facility to generate the icebreaker for each and every one of these leads. Before the email is sent to them, an icebreaker will be automatically generated and the email will be modified to have that icebreaker. If you selected an option that I showed you earlier, the email will automatically have a personalized icebreaker which is created using AI. So yes, it enriches the leads on full autopilot. By the way, you can modify the leads you want, and of course, if you want to make your icebreaker manually yourself, you can do that too. You can also unsubscribe the lead. Let's say somebody wants you to unsubscribe, they contact you directly. You can unsubscribe them or even delete the lead if you want to. The info section has an information about what is the current status of this lead, and this is generated by AI so that you know exactly what is happening. Now it's got more information than that, because let's take a lead where we have done some communication like this one. So when we click on the lead, you can see the number of emails that were sent to them, and if they have sent you any emails, you can see that too. Let me show you. In this one, you can see the number of emails that were sent to them, all the different emails, the dates, and you can view the mail if you want to, and you can see what they responded to you with. So yes, it works as an automatic inbox too. By the way, that brings me to the inbox next. This is where you see the emails from all the people who respond to you. So whenever somebody responds to your email, they will show up over here, all of those responses in a single place. Yes, you might be using multiple email accounts to send out to your customers, to your prospects, and the prospects might be replying to those individual email accounts, but you will see a unified inbox where you can view the response and also reply to it. So if you want to reply to it manually, you can. And remember, if you can even have the AI create the responses, the replies automatically, and you can either choose to have them put up in the draft for you, or they will even go out automatically, making your email marketing fully automated. And that happens in the outbox, because this is where all the different emails that are sent to your leads or are supposed to be sent to your leads are stored. You can see all the different mails that are sent to your leads, and you can also see the emails that are created by the AI but are now in a draft mode, and you can review them, you can edit them, look at the email. If you want to change anything, you can quickly change it. If you want to send it right away, you can, or you can send it from here too. So this is like a unified system for all your email accounts, for all your email outreach. In here, you can see the unsubscribed people, the people who unsubscribed from you. And in this, if any of your email accounts, let's say they stop working, you can see the email accounts in here so that you can fix it. You can change the password or even remove the email account, even remove the mail identity. Outrich also lets you work with your team. So you can add your team members and you can let your team members work on specific campaigns. So whether you're working for clients or whether you're working for your own business, you can have your employees, your family members, your friends work on your campaigns and manage them for yourself. So this was Outrich. It is 100% automated. Remember, you just need to set up your campaign once, and then from then on, it can just send out the emails. It can even reply to your emails, and you only need to come in when there is a positive interest from a customer. Yes, it's all done for you. Outrich will even unsubscribe a person automatically when they mail to you, back to you, and tell you, hey, I don't want to receive any of your emails. Outrich will make sure that their wishes are respected and they're unsubscribed. So you stay 100% compliant and your email accounts stay 100% active and the inbox without a problem. You control the campaigns from here. You can modify the settings. You can delete a campaign, or you can even inactivate it temporarily. Let's say you want to come in back later and activate it later. Maybe you're going on a vacation or you got too much work and you can't take on fresh clients. You can inactivate it. And when you want to restart it again, you can activate it. So this was Outrich. I hope you like it. And if you choose to get Outrich, I will see you inside. This is Cyril Gupta signing off. I guess I was speaking with the microphone off, so I don't know if you guys heard me a little bit. Awesome, guys. So just wanted to say thanks for attending the webinar. Appreciate it. And I guess we've been on for a couple of hours, so we can call it a day. If you got more questions, let me know. We're going to close the webinars in a couple of minutes. Thanks again for coming in, all those who came in. This is Cyril Gupta signing off.